Happy Financial Friday, everybody. Just a couple announcements before we go in. Please don't forget January 10th, 2026, which is this Saturday, Small Business Workshop at 1095 Jefferson Avenue. 1095 Jefferson Avenue. I'm looking at my notes. I got them prompt up there. Crystal Morgan will be there. That's school number 99. Parking is in the rear. If you're a business looking for working capital, this has got to be your workshop. Crystal Morgan helps funds thousands of businesses, and she helps people who may be credit challenged. If you are credit challenged, you need to be at this workshop. Once again, it's Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. School number 99, 1095 Jefferson Avenue. Shout out to Say Yes Buffalo, who sponsors us and puts this stuff together and lets us do financial literacy in the schools. So shout out to Say Yes Buffalo. And that's Walton Penniman and Queenie, I think her name is. Don't kill me if I got your name wrong, but sure enough, my boy Penniman. And they work it out. Another announcement: if you have an Apple credit card, Apple credit card is being taken over by JP Morgan Chase, and that's going to be as soon as possible. Once again, if you have an Apple credit card and you see something comes in from Chase Bank is taking over. And Chase Bank is trying to get a footprint in the city as well, from me talking to different people from Chase. So be on the lookout for Chase. Chase is trying to do some things. So it's good. We do have some questions. We're not going to let them sit in the inbox. These are questions that just came out. They were in the inbox. I wrote them down and put them together, wrote them fast as I could. So the first question is from Amy. Amy is from Hamburg. The ban on Wall Street from buying homes. How do you feel about that? So, this ban on Wall Street from buying homes is a theory that this is the only thing driving up prices and not making property affordable. That's not the case. So I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. I'm not a fan of stopping anybody from making money. The first company I think about is Blackstone, because once again, I think their stock just went down a few days ago. I'm pretty sure. I look at this stuff all the time. So Blackstone purchases property. There are a few other companies. All they do is purchase property. I don't think it's them purchasing property is driving up prices for a couple reasons. One reason is if I put all these companies together, it's not even knocking off 5% of the housing market. I think they're right at 3.7, between 3 and 4%. That's where they are. So the real reason houses aren't affordable right now, or affordability regarding properties, because I'm here in Buffalo. It's different here. But the average property in the United States is right around $405,000. It's really risen. So the reason for that is the shortage of inventory. So this is the answer to it. No, I'm not a fan of ban Wall Street from buying homes. They can buy them. I'm a Wall Street guy, so I don't do that. Question number 2, this is from Dan from Buffalo, New York. I am thinking about starting a business. What is the first thing I need to do? The first thing you need to do, Dan, is get your credit right. You can't do nothing if your credit ain't right. Businesses fail within 3 years if they don't have working capital. It's a fact. You need money. You need money. Money is your oxygen. You need cash flow conversations. You need to know how money is going in. You need to know how money is coming out and see the difference and be efficient in that. And that's with your household as well. But we're just talking about small business right now. So with that being said, the number one thing you're going to have to do is make yourself attractive to institutions to want to lend you money. And the number one way you can be attractive is have a good credit score. Have a good credit score. You can work something. You can do a whole lot with a good credit score. And then if you're listening on Friday, when this tapes on Saturday, you need to be at 1095 Jefferson. You need to be talking to Crystal Morgan. You need to be right there parking in the back. All right, so that's done there. Number 3, and this is from James. James is from Buffalo. I have a CD. Should I let it roll over? No, you should not let the CD roll over. The CD is something, it was called a certificate of deposit. Usually people use CDs when interest rates go up. Interest rates go up for numerous reasons. Um, Interest rates go up. The first reason interest rates go up is that bank may need deposits. So that bank needs deposits. They want to make it attractive to you and say, hey, listen, we need these deposits. Let's put a good interest rate in there. The second reason may be is that it may be competition. It may be a competing bank has good rates, and they say, listen, we don't want to get behind the eight ball. Let that take over, handle that right there. So those are the real reasons for that right there, to roll it over. If you don't ever let it roll over, what you want to do is renegotiate the CD. Once you get that letter, usually you get like a 10 to 14 day window to come back down there, renegotiate the CD to see if it can get a good rate. If it can't, you may want to maybe look at an investment account, or you may want to go to USTreasury.gov and see what's going on with some bonds. I bonds, the letter I for inflation, I bonds are like the most lucrative bonds right now. So you can go on there and see what the percentage is on there. That changes every day. There is no minimum to go on there. I think the minimum may be $25. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. Don't worry. I always get corrected when I'm wrong. So that's what I would say. So the simple answer is no. Don't roll it over. Renegotiate, or put in an investment account, or go on USTreasury.gov and look up the I bonds and see what you can see. All right. And question number 4, and this is from Charles, and Charles is from Irondequoit. Okay, Irondequoit. I know Irondequoit. And so he asked, what is investment philosophy? So I talked about what to look for in an advisor, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago. And so investment philosophy simply means it reveals that advisor's focus. Is this focus on long-term strategy? Is this focus on active or passive investing? Where are we at? Where is this focus? So that's what that means. I can try to go a little deep in detail, but I'm told not to go too far over 7 minutes, and I'm over now. So once again, if you have time, please come up to the workshop. Once again, shout out to Say Yes Buffalo. Shout out to Crystal Morgan for holding me down and holding it down, because I'm supposed to be helping her facilitate, and I will be at another engagement. So thank you so much for watching Financial Fridays. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and always stay on point.